Hi, Emily. Thanks so much for agreeing to meet with me today. Would you like to start off by telling the audience a little bit about yourself?
Yes, my name is Emily Tharp, and I'm a sophomore in Applied Exercise and Health at Purdue, and I am from the Lafayette area, so I'm a townie.
Very good, thank you. Emily is now going to tell us about her witnessing a very scary situation that took place at her dorm last year. What dorm did you live in, and how did you know the girl?
I lived in McCutcheon dorm, and she was one of my best friend's roommates.
For the sake of the privacy of the girls involved, we're going to refer to them as Kate and her roommate Sally. When were you first made aware of a situation that was going on?
Her roommate Sally, which was my best friend in the dorm, came to us one day and started telling us about how her roommate was being stalked and to keep a lookout for him. And I think she just needed somebody to talk to about the situation, so we were kind of given that warning. And then, the next day, our RA called a meeting to warn us. So,
do you mind starting from the beginning of when Kate was first made aware of the guy stalking her?
Yes. So this happened her freshman year, first day of classes. She was in a class, and the professor asked them to fill out information regarding their email, where they're from, just typical background information, first day of school kind of thing. And she noticed after class that this guy went up to the computer, but everybody just kind of left, continuing on their day. And they believe that he hacked the teacher's computer and his files to get all the students' information, especially Claire's, because he was kind of into Claire from the get-go. And so she kept seeing him everywhere she went. She didn't really think anything of it, just kind of familiar face. I had class with him, And then she kind of started getting a weird feeling because everywhere she went, the first 5 minutes, he would be there. And it was everywhere, constantly every day. So that's kind of how that started. And then she started getting random emails from him, very detailed, about what outfit she was wearing, what she looked like that day. He would even say I admire the dimple in the back of your left thigh. Stuff that detailed and specific, and so she was okay, this guy is definitely stalking me. So
did she go to the police at this point?
She went to the police after a few of those emails came through, yes. And she showed them the emails, told them her situation. They said, I'm sorry, we can't do anything about it. He's not physically harming you in any way. He's really not doing anything wrong. We really don't have much evidence. We can't get him in trouble at this point. But stay safe. Don't go anywhere alone. If he keeps it up or does anything, let us know. So she kind of just kept going with her life, and it was I kept getting worse and worse. And then eventually it died off around December of her fall semester, and she's okay, good, maybe he's over it. I don't know. Didn't have class together anymore. So then she came back from winter break, and she was doing her laundry in McCutcheon's basement. And within 5 minutes, he walked in and started doing his laundry, which is weird because he was supposed to be a senior and living off campus. So she texted Sally immediately, and she's come down to the laundry room, get me. I don't want him talking to me in any way, stuff like that. So Sally came down and got Kate, and they ran back upstairs and told the RA. And 2 days later, the RA finds out that he moved into McCutcheon dorm to get closer to her. So the police went up to his room that night, and they interviewed him, and he said that he moved to McCutcheon dorm for academic purposes. Okay, so they left their door unlocked, and they always came in at different times to go to sleep. Some nights they'd be up doing homework, and the other one wasn't. So anyway, they thought this was the same situation, and they were both asleep, and they heard somebody walk into the door, and Kate thought it was Sally, and Sally thought it was Kate. It's okay, this is typical, back to sleep they went. They heard a few noises, thought that was kind of weird, but they just went back to bed. And the next morning they woke up, and they looked down, and the chairs moved, and all their stuff is not where it was, and they went to bed. And Kate was Sally, what did you do last night? I'm confused, and Sally's Kate, I thought that was you. They thought it was each other, and it wasn't. And they find out that this guy was sitting on their chair, then moved the chair, and he moved it under Sally's bed to look up and watch Kate sleep. And they know this because he sent an email saying, you are beautiful when you sleep, and this, and this. So that's how they knew it was him. And they said that they think that the noise was when, like, one of them set up, he, like, ran out. So they contacted the RA immediately, obviously. The RA contacted the police once again. The police then interviewed other people in the dorm, like me and my roommate, to try to get more of the story.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally they gave him a no-contact restraining order, which was he couldn't talk to her, email her, he couldn't be a certain amount of feet from her.
Right.
And the police thought it would be best to secretly move Kate out of McCutcheon dorm and put her in Windsor's dorm,
Mm-hmm.
and she lived with an RA in Windsor's dorm for the rest of that spring semester.
And he didn't reach out to her again?
Well, they would find, she would be eating in Windsor's dining court, and he would be there. So eventually the police said he was only allowed to eat in Hillenbrand and one other place.
Mm.
And then, like, suddenly he moved out of McCutcheon, moved back to his place off campus, and kind of left her alone after that. But
I mean, he's still out there.
He's still out there because he was a senior last year, but he told the police he had another year. He was going to be a fifth year.